Hello, my name is Vasiliki Chrysopolitou, and I work for the Greek Biotop Wetland Center of the Goulandris National History Museum. And together with my colleague, Dimitris Papadimos, we are currently working on the project with the acronym AdaptFor, and that stands for Adaptation of Forest Management to Climate Change in Greece. Some of the project's basic information. The total project budget is around 1.7 million, and the coordinating beneficiary is the Greek Biotop Wetland Center of the Goulandris National History Museum. The associated beneficiary is the General Directorate for the Development and Protection of Forests and Natural Environment that belongs to the Ministry for the Environment, Energy and Climate Change. As you can see here, the project's duration is around 3.5 years. The project just started by the beginning of this year. The project objectives are the demonstration of the approach of adapting forest management to climate change, the enhancement of the capacity of forest services to adapt forest management to climate change, and finally, the dissemination of the need for adaptation of forest management to other stakeholders and to the general public. In order to demonstrate the approach of adapting forest management to climate change, we have carefully selected 4 pilot sites where changes in vegetation have already been observed. For example, the dying out of fir and the invasion of conifers in evergreen broadleaf forest. And by doing this, by demonstrating this approach at this local level, we can then integrate the findings to give guidance and training at regional and national level. Here you can see our 4 pilot sites that are distributed around Greece. And in particular, the demonstration of the approach of adapting forest management to climate change will be achieved first by the production of time series of temperature and precipitation for 2 time periods, 1950 to 2009, and that will be proceeded using past data, and by the use of models for the time period 2010 to 2050. We will then examine the soil condition, the vegetation, the growth and age structure, and the forest health of these 4 sites. And we hope that we can then have a clear assessment of the impacts of the climate change on these 4 forest ecosystems. And this will finally lead us to a revision of the forest management plans in these 4 pilot sites. Our second goal is the enhancement of the capacity of forest services to adapt forest management to climate change, and this will be achieved mainly by the circulation of the experience to a wider audience, by the implementation of a training course targeted to forest managers, by the drafting and publication of guidelines for the adaptation of Greek forest management to climate change. This way, the project results and recommendations for forest adaptive management will be widely applicable. Finally, the dissemination of the need for adaptation of forest management to other stakeholders and to the general public will be achieved by communication and dissemination that will be conducted via a web page, leaflets, the opening and closing meetings of the project, some press releases, and some media work. And of course, at the end of the project, an afterlife communication plan will be produced, setting out how dissemination of the project results will continue over the coming years. The expected results of the projects are the assessment of the effects of climate change in selected forest ecosystems in Greece, incorporation of climate change considerations in selected forest management plans for these pilot sites, the production of guidelines on the adaptation of forest management to climate change in Greece, the wide dissemination of the need to adapt forest management to climate change and the approach to do so, and finally, the training of the personnel of the forest services to incorporate climate change considerations in their forest managements. Thank you very much.